Hello everyone. Hope all of you are in the state of good health and are doing well in your life. As we have already covered two sessions on Python Pandas, now during this session the topic will be accessing data from the series in Python Pandas. Now previously we have covered the introduction part, that basic or the major types of the data structures in the Pandas, the series and data frames. And beginning with the series, we have learned how to create the series, whether it is an empty series or series from the list, uh, arrays, dictionary, scalar values, or the various types of the mathematical operations that we perform on the series. Now in this session we are going to learn about the head and tail function and selection, indexing and slicing of the series elements. So let's begin with the topic, head and tail functions. As the name suggests, to view a small sample of the series or the data frame object, we may use the head and tail function with both of these, whether it is series or the data frame. So head function is one which returns the first n rows. Observe the index values whenever we are using this. So first n rows, whatever we mention as an argument, n is the numeric number which is passed as an argument to the head function. If we do not pass any argument, the default number of the element to display is 5 if the records are 5 or more than 5. But you may pass your custom number also. That means you may pass any value for n, or you may leave it blank, so it will take the default value. Now let's see with the example. So we are going to create a series from the random numbers. So we will be importing the statement import numpy as np and another statement import pandas as pd. So let's create a series with 6 random numbers. So for that the statement is s is equal to pd dot series. In the parentheses we will write down np.random rand 6. Since I am using rand, so it is going to generate the floating numbers. And one more point to be noted about this function is it is going to generate the numbers between 0 and 1 excluding 0 and 1. So 6 numbers will be generated, and since I am not passing any specified index values to these, so whenever the series is created, the index will automatically be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Total 6 elements will be returned to you. Now if we print this series, I given the message here, the original series is, then print s. You can see on the right hand side the output will be like this, something like this. It will not be exactly like this because these are the random numbers. This uh, screen may generate different numbers. First one at 0 index, then 1 index, 2, 3, 4 and 5. All these are the floating numbers. Now suppose I want to display only the first two rows, right? That is 0 index and 1 index value. So that means I want to view a sample of the series rather than the full series. So for that, and at the same time I want to see the starting ones from the left hand side, right, and not at the trailing end, from the beginning end. So from the beginning, if I want to see the records, then I have to use the head function. How to use it? Very simple. We will make use of series name dot the function name, that is head, and I am specifying the custom number here as 2. That means I want to view only the first two elements of the series. So when I give the command like this, the result is before you. The first two rows of the series are 0. At 0 it is the number given here, at 1 another number. If I do not pass any index value here, I simply write down s dot head, then empty parenthesis, then close the print parenthesis, then it will take out the first 5 only. Is it clear? As per the default number. Now The next is the tail function. The tail function returns the last from the preceding end, that is at the trailing end, last में से काउंट करेगा उसको, और जहां से स्टार्ट होगा, सपोज करो मैंने लास्ट के 2 देखने हैं, तो ये 4 से स्टार्ट होकर 5 तक लेगा लास्ट 2. So here the same manner, if you do not pass last 5, if you pass a custom number, as many you have given specified as a value, that those many elements will be returned. Now s is equal to pd.cd and np.random.rand6. Again 6 random numbers will be generated with index 0 to 5. Then we printed this series. Then print the last 2 rows of the data series. Now I want to simply observe this last 2 elements. Then print s dot tail. Specified argument value is 2. So last 2 records will be displayed, as you can see in the output. So it's, I suppose, very simple concept of head and tail function. Head function returns the first n rows, whereas the tail function returns the last n rows. That is only the difference, and they are simple to use, and it accepts one argument. Even you can skip that argument, so it will take the default value as 5, and if you pass the argument, the specified number of the rows will be returned. Now few more examples on the how to fetch the data from the series, how to display the data from the series. Now the example is retrieve the first element. As we already know, the counting starts from 0 for the array. Array की indexing 0 से start होती है, which means the first element will be stored at the 0th index, and so on. So to fetch the first element, write a program to fetch the first element from the series with specified index or without the specified index values. Now how to do this? Even if we have specified the index values, we can fetch it with the default index value also. Now how? Say our series is s pd.series. Now I am creating this series from the list 1 2 3 4 5. These are the 5 numbers in the list, and I am specifying the index value as a b c d e. Right? If I want to retrieve the first element, I may give the command like this: print s of a. S of a. So a is written in the single quotes, so it will take the index a, so it will return me the value stored at a index. Now a is index is for the first value, that is 1, so the output will be 1. Or in place of this, you may write down the statement like this: print s of 0. So you may use the specified index, or you may use the index values which are already there. Now this is not possible in case of dictionary, because in dictionary the keys serve as the index. जो 0 होगा वो फर्स्ट की के लिए होगा, तो उसके लिए आप अपने स्पेसिफाइड इंडेक्स वैल्यू और नहीं दे सकते, उसमें एरर आए. Now example 2, retrieve the first 3 elements of the series. Now a slice, we want to fetch a particular group of the elements from the series, beginning from a particular point and then ending at a particular point. So for that, we already know that we use this colon operator. If a colon is if a colon is inserted in front of it, all, if you specify a colon symbol, all the elements will begin from the 0, and the next value specified here, you can see it here, s of colon 3. This is called upper value. This is and the lower value is automatically assumed to be 0 here. So in this case, it will move from 0 to 1 less than the number specified here, right? So it will exclude the upper value. That means the value stored at index 0, 1 and 2 only, right? Now if you see this series, and if 2 parameters are passed with this, then the item between the 2 indexes, not including the stop index. Stop index is the upper index, right? Suppose this is the same series we have written here. Now I am specifying print s of colon 3. Now which numbers it will be going to return us? The numbers starting from index 0. Index 0 पे कौन सा number है? 1. दैट मीन उसका इंडेक्स कौन सा, स्पेसिफाइड इंडेक्स रिटर्न करेगा, जीरो नहीं रिटर्न करेगा. वी हैव गिवन द इंडेक्स वैल्यूज. Now we are printing the series, we are not printing just one element, we are printing a series of elements. So index value is automatically returned with it. So a index, जीरो इंडेक्स पे ए इंडेक्स इज स्पेसिफाइड इंडेक्स. सो ए पे क्या 1 है, देन 1 पे 2, देन 2 पर 3. So first three values only. It not includes the third index, that is the fourth value D. Similarly, if we specify both the values, both the parameters, first is 1 and second is 4, that means start index is 1 and the stop index is 4. So as mentioned already, that items between the two indexes but not including the stop index. So index number 1 to 3 only. 1 to 3 means 2, 3 and 4 values. 2, 3 and 4 values. This is how the output will come. I hope it is clear, and it will be more clear once we cover the practical aspects of this. So before we move on to the spider, this installation package, we will be covering the few more functions. uh, Pandas provides the suite of methods in order to get the purely integer based indexing. There are other means also to make the slicing possible, and one of such function is dot iloc. Okay. Now index based location attribute is primary access method, and same way it will be used as you used with it directly printing this. We will be using as जो भी series name होगा dot iloc. That if I put this colon symbol, that means I have not written given any start value and the stop value, right? So it will give me the full list of the series whatever is generated. Now while creating the series, I have given the specified index, and that index is again obtained by using a range function of the list. You can see it here. I am generating the random numbers. I have given the index value 5, so 5 random numbers will be generated. That is for sure. Now since I am giving the specified index, so index value will not be from 0 to 4. It will be generated according to this range. Index values will be generated according to the range specified here. The range is 0 to 10 with gap of 2. That means first index generated, that will be 0, second will be 2, then 4, then 6, then 8. Right? So these will be the specified indexes. So 5 value will be generated, and each will be given the index values from this function, that is list range 0, 10, 2. That means the increment is of 2. Every index will be say will have a gap of 2 numbers, 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8. Right? Now since I have given colon symbol here, I have not given any start index and the stop index, so all value will be returned to me. So when I gave the command print s1.iloc colon symbol, then it gives me the all the 5 numbers. Now in the second statement, I have written s1.iloc, and in that I have not given any start index, but the stop index is given as 3. So naturally पहले तीन इंडेक्स वैल्यूज, पहले तीन इंडेक्स यहाँ पर कौन से हैं, 0, 2 and 4. So this is how the output will come. The next we will be looking into the practical aspect of this. I hope these all are clear to you. Let's move on to the practical part. First we will cover the head function. So you can see I have imported Python pandas as PD, and another statement import numpy as np, because I'm using uh, random numbers are generated by using this numpy. So I created the series with 6 random numbers. S is equal to pd dot series np dot random rand 6. Then I printed the original series, print s. Then the first two rows of the data series are printed. Then the default number of the rows of the data series are printed without giving an argument. So let's see how it functions. Just go through the each and every statement that I have written here. Now let's run this program. Now this is the first output. The original series is, here is the original series is. Now these are the 6 random numbers that are generated with the index default index values 0 to 5. Then another statement, print statement, the first 2 rows of the data series, here is the output. Then print s dot head 2, that means first 2 records will be fetched. So here is the output. Then in the second case, the message comes the default number of the rows of the data series, and in that statement, the statement given below is print s dot head with without any argument. So without any arguments mean how many values it is going to take, 5, but अगर होंगी उसमें 4 तो 4 ही दिखाएगा. तो अगर 5 या 5 से ऊपर होंगी तो पहले 5 लेगा. तो ये आ गई पहली 5 वैल्यू 0 to 4. So head function, I hope it is clear. Let's close this. Let's move on to the tail function. Same way, import pandas as pd, numpy as empty, random number 6 are generated, 2 rows of the data series. तो टेल 2 कर दिया, और जब टेल विदाउट एनी आर्गुमेंट करेंगे तो इट विल रिटर्न द आउटपुट अकॉर्डिंगली. You can see this is the original series with the 6 random numbers. Then the last 2 4 and 5 सीक्वेंस नहीं चेंज होगा कि पहले 5 आ जाएगा फिर 4, सीक्वेंस वही रहेगा 4 and 5. Then टेल, तो लास्ट 4 जीरो वाला एक छोड़ देगा, बाकी बच गए 4, बाकी 5 बच गए, सॉरी, बाय डिफॉल्ट जो 5 देगा तो उसमें ये 1 2 3 4 5 वाले. So this is about the tail function. Let's move on to the how to fetch the display the records by using a slice or by using the index number or specified index. Now here I have written a series from the list. We have already seen this. These are the index values specified explicitly. Now to retrieve the first element, s of a can be given or print s of 0 can be written. Then print s1 colon 4, that means start index is 1, stop index is 4. So 1 2 3 sorry 0 1 2, sorry 1 से चलेगा तो 2 वाला एलिमेंट आएगा. देन 3 वाला 2 3 वाला आ जाएगा, 4 वाला आ जाएगा, ये 5 वाला छोड़ दो क्योंकि इंडेक्स वैल्यूज आर 0 1 2 3 4. तो 4 वाले को तो लेगा नहीं, एक्सक्लूडिंग द स्टॉप इंडेक्स है, तो ये 2 से लेके ये नंबर्स आपके प्रिंट है. लास्ट स्टेटमेंट, लेट्स सी द आउटपुट. सी 1 फॉर दिस, ये भी आउटपुट 1 जनरेट करेगा, ये स्टेटमेंट भी 1 जनरेट करेगी. बोथ आर alternate to each other. You may use any of these. Then the slice from 1 to 4. See, 1 to 4 means at 0 at index 1, at index 2, at index 3, 4 will not be included. Now I have written another statement here. Can you predict the output for this, or will it be generating any error? Last statement, s of a, instead of passing the numeric value in the range, I have passed the specified character index values as the range with the colon separation. That means stop index नहीं लेगा अब इसको, stop value होगी e और start value होगी a. Though this is not required here, but still thought came to my mind, why not to supply these index values as specified values of the character indexes. So it will not behave as per our expectation कि ये index values ऐसे लेगा. It will be simply moving on to the s of a colon e. So index value a से लेके index value e तक जितने भी एलिमेंट होंगे सारे रिटर्न करें. ये नहीं होगा कि e से पिछले d तक करेगा. No, it will not behave in the say expected manner. So let me run this program. You can see it here, a index, b, c, d and e. This is just an exception, so you may note down. Maybe sometimes during the future course of action you might be encountering this type of the statement also. So this was the second last. Then the slice with the ILOC function. So here I am going to create a series. I have already created 5 random numbers and index are specified in the range 0, 10 and 2. That means the index values will be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on, not 10. Yes, last वाला involved नहीं होता. ठीक है. Now these numbers are generated, then s.iloc colon symbol, that means stop index and start index and stop index are not given, so whole series will be printed. Here the start index will be treated as 0 and stop index will be 2, so total 3. This is how the number comes. Is it clear? So with this we comes to the end of the today's session. In next session we will be covering the data frames. So till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.